All right, good morning, everyone. Here we are, Microsoft Flight Simulator, and we're going to be taking the Cessna Citation CJ4 out today in our NeoFly career. And this is episode number 56, and we are headed back over to Indiana, I think. Newcastle, Henry County Municipal Airport over in Indiana, coming out from Chicago Midway International Airport. So we're going to get this thing going here. We got a little VFR trip here. We got a vector waypoint here of Mott's. And so yeah, we're going to get this thing on the ground here over on runway number 13R. And we'll kick off NeoFly right now and we'll hit fly.
I know it's going to be a good day when my favorite pilot is working.
Good day, pilot. Today's VIPs are good customers of ours. Please take good care of them. Pilot, today's VIPs are making their way now. Oh my god. Is that... It is! Oh, that's made my day! See if you can get me an autograph, please! Okay, Captain. That's the last of the VIPs in their seat and ready for takeoff.
Midway Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra at runway 13 right, ready for departure to the south.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra wind 274 at 5. Departure to the south approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 13 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 13 right, Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Alright, so we got clear for takeoff over on 13 right here in Chicago, Illinois. Alright, so we're going to get this thing ready here. You'll basically see all three steps of this flight here. We're going to do our takeoff procedures, our cruise procedures, and then our three-phase landing procedure that we kind of set up with the Cessna Citation here. So, nice little look at the airplane here. Business corporate jet. This is a Class E plane. So we're going to get this thing going here. Alright, so let's go ahead and first notify our passengers by turning on the seatbelt and safety lights. We're going to set our altitude. We're going to be a hefty 7,000 feet today. Need two more 100. There we go. And then we're going to adjust our heading here for safety procedures. Never really use that though. Every once in a while I do. But we're in a VFR flight here, so it's not too bad. We did use it on the last flight because we did an IFR flight. But I think we are good to go here. So weather looks pretty good. Wind sits at 3 knots. Do we have the wind display on here? We should. I don't know where it went. I'll play around with that, get that back up there. But wind sits at 3 knots, going pretty much at our back, a little bit right to left. And our cruise altitude is set for 7,000 feet. And this is a 179 nautical mile trip, so we got a halfway decent amount, but we're going to get this thing up in the air pronto here. The only thing we got to do is adjust our trim here for takeoff. We're going to get that down to 0, and we're going to adjust our flaps here, and so we are good to go. We're going to release the parking brake. We'll put the yoke back on, and we will hit the throttle. So buckle up, everybody. We'll give an update as soon as we get to cruising altitude and stabilized. So here we go. Lift off there, a little shaky at the end.
Pilot, good flight. Watch your bank angle.
We are going to hit a bunch of stuff there.
X-ray Golf Sierra, continue for south departure.
Contact ATC.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Midway Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra frequency change. Chicago approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type Cessna C-25 C 3 miles southeast of Midway 2,800 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray Golf Sierra, Chicago approach. Squawk 615 tree.
Squawk 6153 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact 5 miles southeast of Midway, 5,300 feet. Clear to the Bravo airspace.
Cleared through the Bravo airspace Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Alright, we're leveling out here, so we're going to watch our speed here, make sure we don't go into that red zone.
Chicago approach on 133.1. Good day.
Going to 133.1 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. Chicago approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra 7,000 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra Chicago approach altimeter 29.9 to radar contact. Continue.
Alright, everything's looking pretty good here. So we reached our cruising altitudes of 7,000. We're currently at 227, 28 meters per second. Go ahead and get an exterior view here. Go ahead and take a thumbnail of that. That looks pretty neat. That would be good for our next video. That would be number 57. Alright, so we will hop in. Got a good look here. We are just above all the cloud tops, so that is good. And we're going to go ahead and check out our passengers here on NeoFly. So we got 6 passengers here. We got Camille, our flight attendant, is going to serve some drinks to increase their happiness there. And we can probably go ahead and turn off our seatbelt and safety notifications for the overhead passengers. Alright, so sitting pretty good. Speed check at 237. Not too shabby there. Coming up to some cloud levels here. Nice high flight today. So we're going to try to get a few things in today. What's on the agenda? I wrote down a list of stuff I wanted to do. So one, wanted to do this. I wanted to record a Neo Live this morning, number 56, episode number 56. Later on in the afternoon, I'm going to do a live NeoFly episode number 57. We'll see where we can go there once we land and see what kind of jobs we have available. And then I also wanted to record our number 1 top 10. They're really in no particular order though. We have some of our favorites for sure, but I'm going to hold off on saying what those are until we do the last one. But I know so far Gibraltar was definitely up there for our I feel like I got 2 different categories on those. We got our island airports, and then as well as our mountain airports. So definitely have my personal favorites out of those 2 categories so far. And I don't think we have yeah, we don't. The last one I think is Aspen. I think we're going to Colorado again. But I think it's Aspen. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on that. But it is going to be a mountain one nonetheless. So I would say for the island one, the Gibraltar one was probably my most favorite out of those. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the other choices were. So our top 10 list here, we had the gateway to Japan, Narita International Airport. That's not an island. Well, it's an island, but it's not a mountainous island, or at least the flight. We were on the water, and then
X-ray Golf Sierra, you are leaving my airspace radar service. Terminated squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
yeah, we were in the Caribbean over at TNCS.
Squawk 1200. Frequency change approved. Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra. South Bend approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type Cessna C25C 7 miles south of Tree Hotel Oscar 7,000 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra South Bend approach. Squawk 2622.
Squawk 2622 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra radar. Contact 9 miles south of Tree Hotel Oscar 7,000 feet. Altimeter 29.92.
Roger Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Yeah, so TNCS. That one was pretty good. It was a cliffside runway over in the Caribbean. That one was definitely up there. I mean, that was a nice airport for number 9. And then we did New Zealand's Queenstown Airport. That one was super nice. That one was definitely up there in the top contenders for the island ones. We saw Lake Wakatipu. I don't know why I can't pronounce that without going slow, but and then after that one we did the Gibraltar one, and I don't know, it was a close call between the Gibraltar and the Queenstown one for being my favorites, but I ended up picking the runway in the sea, Gibraltar International Airport, for the island airports that we did on the top 10 list. And then we went up into the Himalayan Challenge. We did Paro. Some of those, sorry about the quality of the videos there. I was completely sick. I don't know what I got there, but I'm just getting over it now. And yeah, it was a doozy. And then Aspen we did, and then we did the gateway to Everest. I remember I was hurting on that one, being sick. and then we did another beachside runway over at TNCM over at I think it's Maho Beach over in the Caribbean again. I think that was the famous airport where you fly over, do like a low flyover on the beach. And then we did let's see, yeah, LFLJ. We did a high altitude mountain flight. That was in the French Alps. That one was super nice. It's gonna be a tough one there. And then, oh yeah, no, it's not Aspen. We are going to the Australian Alps next, over in Alpine, well, the Alpine Gateway over at the Australian Alps in Innsbruck Airport. That's going to be number 1. That ding was our flight attendant finishing her drink service. So they should be a little bit happier now. They are at 83% and climbing. We will give that a minute, and then we'll probably do a food service distribution. But let's go ahead and see where we're at here. We are we are in Indiana already. The next town, well, the next big town that will pass by isn't for a little bit. It looks like Muncie, Indiana is the next bigger town that will actually have a direct flyover. But we'll go ahead and get an exterior view here. Take a look at the scattered clouds that we got going on. So we got a few above us, a few below us. We're basically flying right in the ceiling here. Actually, you know what? I think I like this thumbnail better. So we'll use that one for the next one. There we have it. Alright, so everything's looking good. Speed check's still good at 239. I feel like it's a little dark in the cockpit. Is that a little bit better? That one's a little better. Lights up the dashboard a little more. I guess because the sun is in front of us, casting the shadow over the dashboard. All right. So let's see what we got going on. Our flight plan says 91 nautical miles to the top of our descent, which is about 14 minutes. And we got 116 nautical miles to go to the airport. So sort of in our nice little cruise setting here. And our next waypoint here is MOTS, and then we're going to go to US RO2, and that'll line us up to the runway. So yeah, it looks like MOTS, they have 15 minutes to go, but we are showing 14. Excuse me, that's my residual cough from being sick. So we're coming up to State Road 35. I think we might be too high to actually recognize it. Oh no, it's this road right here, State Road 35. Goes through Star City and Thornhope. Alright, yeah, and the other update, so as far as the channel goes, if you're new, we're doing Microsoft Flight Simulator, we're doing our NeoFly career mode, and we're doing a little top 10 countdown of some airports that are detailed. So we're kind of flying out of the out of one airport, doing a little fly around, and possibly like a point of interest or two in the town that the airport's in, and then coming in for a landing at that same airport and getting a little detailed look at different airports around the world. And then this is our NeoFly career mode, and we're currently on episode number 56, so we're cruising along on that.
121.05 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Fly
Goodbye.
through that little cloud there. Looks like clouds are thickening up a little bit.
Grissom approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 7,000 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Grissom approach altimeter 29.902 radar contact continue.
Yeah, and then we were doing some tour adventure bush trips that we sort of used Bush Talk Radio to talk about some of the points of interest around the areas. And we did, what did we do? We did a Japan one, and then I think that was like 12 legs maybe. And then we did a real quick Florida Key one, that was 2 legs. And then we did our Hawaiian tour, which I think was 8. And we started one in Ireland. But then, 2024, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is coming out. And there were a lot to plan, so we kind of figured we put a hold on that. And we'll pick it up as soon as Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 comes out and we get all situated with that. Super excited about that. That's coming up early to mid next week. And we finished all our upgrades on the computer that we're going to do. We did a new C drive for storage. We doubled up our RAM. We got a joystick. We got a new mic. So we racked up the expenses to get that experience as much as possible, like as good as possible. I love flying by these big fluffy cumulus clouds. Alright, we are at our midway point here for our flight. Just check the flight plan there. I'm going to actually go ahead and tune into the channel myself. Make sure I hit mute. Tune into the channel myself. There we go. So I get to see what the quality of the video looks like there. I haven't been doing that too often because we've been doing some short flights and it's kind of hard to view all the comments and everything and fly at the same time because I'm flipping through my flight planner, NeoFly. Everybody's still sitting at 99%. So I can only have so many multiple screens going. But yeah, I'm glad you guys have been enjoying it. As far as the channel goes, we crossed over the 300 mark in subscribers the other day. So much gratitude for that. Appreciate it. I like putting these videos together, especially in the afternoon. After a long, hard day at work, it's nice to just get a flight going and unwind. And then in the morning here, I'm really just sipping on my coffee and doing a nice flight, enjoying the view. And it's been, the last few have been rocky though, being sick and the weather here, the Indiana weather has been rainy, and we've been doing live weather, so landings there has been rough in the CJ4. I always want to say CJ7, which is the Jeep, but yeah, we're sitting here in the Cessna Citations CJ4, and we're kind of cruising along here, going from Chicago to Indiana here, Newcastle, Henry County Municipal Airport, and let's go ahead and actually take a look at that. So here's the flight planner that I'm looking at. We are a little bit, I'm going to turn off the tracker or else the screen will jump. This is Muncie. That's the next airport or next big town that we're going to have a direct flyover from. We set Motts as our vector waypoint, and we're going to make that right hand turn and then come in, line up for runway number 27. And this runway is an asphalt runway just under 4,000 feet, so probably about a mid-length runway there. And then looks like we got the taxiway to general aviation parking. Not too many spots. What is that? 6, and so we got about 9 spots, plus this one is the fuel parking. And yeah, so we'll see what the detail of that one looks like. Looks like there's an old runway here. Runway number 28. Very interesting. I wonder if that's still in use. I don't know if that was an option. Yeah, that is not an option to pick to land. We only had runway number 9 and runway number 27 to pick. So that looks like a old runway that they used to have. I don't think I've seen that before. So medium length runway. Should be a nice day though.
X-ray Golf Sierra, contact Salt Lake, approach on 132.4. Good day.
Looking at the flight planner, we got winds 5 knots coming from 276 degrees.
Going to 132.4 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
turn into our new tower contact.
Salt Lake approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra.
This cloud coming up. I wonder if we'll actually go through it or not. It'll be close. It's going to be right outside the right-hand window. Wonder if we just might clip that or not. Yeah, that was super close. Ah, I think we landed at that airport before.
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra contact Grissom approach on 121.05. Good day.
Going to 121.05 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Alright, we got about 5 minutes to the top of our descent, so we're going to be getting ready for our landing pretty shortly.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Grissom. Approach altimeter 29.92 radar contact. Continue to MOTTS.
So I think when we get up to that town, Muncie, I think that's when we'll start our landing procedures. And we'll enter into phase 1. Which is basically our slow down approach. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a refill on the coffee, but I think we'll just go ahead and do this landing first. So we are coming up to Interstate 69. Let's see if we can see that from the exterior. Probably be somewhere in that little gap of clouds, which is by Gaston. So we are coming up to it. I haven't really pinpointed it on the ground yet. Thinking this might be it. Yeah, that's Interstate 69 and the crossroads of 35. And Muncie, Indiana is coming up shortly. So once we cross over that, we're going to enter into phase 1 for our landing procedures. Kind of curious what that is. Delaware County Regional. That's Reese. Muncie might be blocked by some of these clouds, but we'll see part of it here. Off to our right, we got Yorktown.
Center on 120.65. Good day.
120.65 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye. Indianapolis Center, Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, 7,000 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, Indianapolis.
So this is Muncie, Indiana.
Radar contact. Continue to MOTTS.
We got a stadium over here.
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra contact Indy approach on 135.45. Good day.
Right there. So it looks like football stadium.
135.45 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye. Indy approach Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, 7,000 feet.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Indy approach altimeter 29.9 radar contact. Continue to MOTTS.
Alright, so we're going to continue on to MOTS here. We're going to start our landing procedures here because we are 1 minute or 7.9 nautical miles away from the top of our descent. So in order to do that, we got to enter into slow mode, and then we'll retract our landing gear and notify our passengers for seatbelts and safety procedures, or safety lights, or safety overhead lights. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Our landing lights are already on. So we're going to pull back on the throttle here. Get to the top of our white arc, which in the CJ4 is 200. We can hit the air brakes a little bit to get there a little faster. There you go. We're going to retract our gear. We're going to hit our flaps. We're going to increase the throttle just a little bit because the drag that creates. And we are 1.5 miles away from the top of our descent. The runway sits at 1,085 feet above sea level. So we're going to go ahead and adjust our altitude down to about, we'll start with 2,900. We're going to increase our vertical speed to about 180. Do a little exterior and interior view of our descent. Crossing over 5,500. Speed at 182 is good. Crossing over 4,200.
Altitude.
Kind of in the misty cloud area here. Coming out of it now. I think we're just about a minute or two, probably a minute from Mott's, where we're going to be making a right-hand turn. We're going to be leveling out here at 2,900 feet. So I'm going to watch my speed. Should be good. But we'll watch it nonetheless. We're probably about 20 seconds from our right-hand turn. Gonna go ahead and contact the airport, I think. Going to Newcastle. We're landing in runway number 27, and we're going to announce a full stop landing. We'll just announce our position for now.
Kilo Uniform Whiskey Lima traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra 13 miles northeast 2,900 feet inbound to land runway 27.
We'll announce our final after we make 2 right-hand turns. We got 5.6 nautical miles to go to our second turn to line up to the runway. We will drop our altitude to about 2,000. We'll increase our vertical speed limit again. Go ahead and even turn on our taxi lights in preparation for our landing here, since it's not that complicated of a taxiway. Alright, we're probably about 5 seconds away from making our right-hand turn, lining up for the runway. Drop that down to like 1700. See if we can get eyes on the runway. We're not going to drop down to 1700 just yet until we see the runway. I see the flashing lights. It's a lighted runway. We'll go ahead and announce our final.
Kilo Uniform Whiskey Lima traffic Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is on final runway 27 to land.
We got a nice headwind of 5 knots. So it's like a perfect situation for landing here. So no excuses for a not so smooth landing. Again, the runway sits at just under 4,000 feet. Keep an eye on the prize there. Alright, coming in at a pretty good altitude here. Not too low, not too high. We're 4.2 nautical miles out. Runway getting bigger. Probably go ahead and drop another 100 feet. Alright, 2.5 nautical miles.
Autopilot.
Taking full control now. We're going to reduce our speed.
500.
We want to be about 125. Oh, we drifted. I moved. There, we can make that correction easy enough. There's that unused runway to the right.
That wasn't the softest landing I've seen.
Alright, not that bad of a landing.
Taxi to parking and shut down your engine.
Alright, we will turn off here. And we'll find our parking spot. I think it's going to be this guy down here over to the left. Or no, that's the fuel tanks. But yeah, we'll park over here. Probably need to fuel up anyway. So we'll go there. We'll set our parking brake. We'll turn off our engines. Right engine off. Left engine off.
Transporter. Disembarkation in progress. Stand by.
As we power down. So we're once again back in Indiana. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We're gonna let NeoFly finish their departure or deboarding.
Transporter. All the passengers have disembarked. Good job. See you soon.
And we will call that a day here. So
Start your engine.
appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the love and support on the channel. As always, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. We got a lot more content coming up, especially when Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 comes out. So be on the lookout for that.